I just remember how much love, how my mother showed so much love to us by her sitting at the sewing machine, and just her body language. I could feel how much she was embracing us spiritually and saying, you know what, you can't buy that. You can't buy the details you can't buy. And that is what is so important about Enchanted Makeovers, is that the women know that we love them so much that we will take the time out of our life to put every little detail in those curtains, in the lampshade, because that is what was given to me as a child and encouraged me to not give up. And that's what I want the women and children to have. Growing up, I was very shy, and a lot of kids at school, there was a lot of bullying, and I never stood up for myself. And I was always looking for acceptance. I was always looking for acceptance from, I just wanted the kids to like me. And for the teachers to say you're okay. And I knew that there was many women besides me that must felt like that. So that's what I wanted to bring to these women at shelters, is that you're not alone. I know how you feel. And I hope just by transforming your space that you know you're loved and that you are special and beautiful. And that's really how Enchanted Makeovers, deciding to close my decorating business and start this nonprofit, I knew this was my calling. This is where I need to be. When I first visited the shelter, I thought that I was there to help the women, teach them something, and never realized how they were actually teaching me something. They were really the best teachers to show what courage is and strength, to be able to not give up on life, to enter this program and say, I'm done. I'm not going to live my life like that anymore. I don't want to continue to have that poverty and drug abuse or domestic violence or abuse to continue. So I think that we forget that when we give of our time or we help others, how much that other person is also teaching us. That is one of the biggest things that the women want, is they want someone to listen to them, listen to what they have gone through, and not be just a tax write-off. That was one of the things that the women spoke to me about. That they're very grateful for the monetary donations and in-kind donations. But what they miss the most is for someone to listen to them.
Hi, my name is Alice Anthony. I'm a resident here at Grace Centers of Hope. What brought me to Grace Centers of Hope was I grew up in a family of sexual abuse, physical abuse. I was very abused. I was an adopted child and I was the only child. So I suffered abuse from both ends. That led me to drugs and alcohol. I took my first drink of alcohol when I was 9 years old. I can remember it vividly. My mom had a liquor cabinet and I had just gotten a beating. So I went into the liquor cabinet to take a drink to stop the pain. And I could just remember the euphoria and how it just took all the pain away, and I felt good. From then on, I started drinking regularly every day throughout junior high school, high school. My first experience with crack cocaine was at the age of 15. And from then on, that was my drug of choice. I was in and out of really bad relationships, meaningless relationships. I got married when I was 18 to my first husband, and I only married him just to escape all the pain that I was having at home in my parents' house. With that marriage, I had 6 children. My ex-husband has custody of those 6 children now because of my drug usage. It was uncontrollable. I could not stop. It was awful. My life was totally out of control. I had no meaning, no anything. I was just there. I was just surviving, and I was doing whatever I had to do to survive. I lied, I stole, I cheated, I sold my body, and whatever it took for me to get that next high, that's what I did. My life was on a downward spiral. And 2004, I met, which is now my husband now, Jeremy. And his father was affiliated with Grace Centers of Hope. So we decided, after our relationship got really heavy, in depth, and I was pregnant with our daughter, that we needed treatment, and we wanted a place to go as a family. So we came to Grace Centers of Hope. And at the time when I got to Grace Centers of Hope, Terry was here, and she was redecorating the women's dorm. And I really wasn't expecting to see all the beauty and all the relaxing, comforting things that I saw in the dorm. And you know, and I was reading everything that was on the mural going up the stairway unto the dorm. And when I got there, there was just like, when you open the door, and you know how you open the door to a magic kingdom, and there's that, that's how it was when I walked into the dorm. And it was like so peaceful and so serene, and it was just like a place of comfort. You know, we go to classes every day, and we deal with our issues, and we deal with a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, and you need some kind of solitude and something to just make you relax and help you relax. And the dorm was exactly, you know, what I needed at that point in time.
One of the great memories we have is we had a woman in our 07 project. She made all the curtains for the women's dorm, and I remember her coming to my home, and I knew in my heart that she had prayed over these curtains, and she burst into tears, and she says, all I could think about is the women and the pain and suffering. She just hoped that these curtains would do anything to help heal their spirit.
What I love about Grace is it's called Grace Centers of Hope. Everywhere you look at here is hope. We have to walk up 3 flights of stairs to get to our dormitory, and the dormitory is called Hopeful Haven, which brought a smile to my face. But there's a little sign on like the 2nd floor landing. Right above the landing it says, "When you're down to nothing, God is up to something." I believe without a doubt that sign was put there for me. I said it 100 times a day. Every time I'd go up the stairs, when you're down to nothing, God is up to something. And I believed it, and I believed it, and I knew in my heart God was telling me He had plans for me. Another lady here, her name's Melissa, gave me a scripture, a quote that I've claimed as my own too. It's Jeremiah 29:11. "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you." And you know, the Lord is doing such a work in my life. When I got here, I was hopeless. I have hope today. I had no purpose. I have a purpose today, and the purpose is so simple. The purpose is to do His will.
This wasn't about a race, how fast we can get this done. This is about taking your time, doing it right. I think what's important to remember is that donors are not just ATM machines. They're also people that also have issues that they're dealing with in life, or maybe a painful past. And that's what our organization is about, is being able to uplift and help the donors and volunteers that come to help the women and children. I think we're all in this together, and if we can all get that, what a great example we can set for the rest of the world. I think it's important that we let everyone know that Enchanted Makeovers we are not about that's good enough. If we wouldn't even put it in our own home, why would we think it was okay to give it to the women or the children? I feel that everyone, and I've seen it, I've witnessed it, so many people that help on these projects have life transformations. I mean, they begin to heal something that's maybe painful in their past. They find a dream that they never knew was within them, because I feel all of us have a hidden treasure from within. All of us have something that we've always wanted as a child, and that's that little spark that starts, it's like a little seed that's planted and it starts growing from within them. And when that project's done, they begin to awaken.
When I first came into Grace Centers of Hope, of course you're scared, you're weary. I've never been in a rehab before, so this was my first experience. The first experience I had when I came in here, I was put up on the dorm that I had heard was had been recently remodeled by Terry. When I walked up there, I must say, I was in awe. It was like, wow, this is a dorm. I mean, and I had never went to college, so I couldn't compare it with anything other than very warm and comfortable. I was blessed by being at Grace Centers of Hope, and I was only up on the dorm for 6 weeks. And I was called what you put down into the penthouse to do the mission laundry. And so I went down there, and in walking into the penthouse, I was like, okay, this is okay. It was quite large, however, needing a whole lot of work in my eyes. It was not what you call, it was not as desirable and did not feel as homey to me as the dorm. However, I did have the space, so I accepted that. Then I wasn't down there very long, probably about another 6 weeks, and I was told that the penthouse, along with all the rooms downstairs at Grace Centers of Hope, was going to be remodeled. Never in all my wild imaginations would I dream of a remodeling that was done. The penthouse now, it's bigger than the apartment I once lived in. It is absolutely beautiful. Terry and Enchanted Makeovers and all her volunteers did something that was beyond my belief. It's something that you would probably see on home makeovers. And the warmth in all of the bottom rooms here at Grace Centers of Hope, the mural done on the wall, it just, in a rehab center, it's like unbelievable. It is warm, it's at peace. It has helped me personally go through my addiction and my time here at Grace Centers of Hope 110%. And that comes from the bottom of my heart. With God in my life now, Terry doing what she did, Grace Centers of Hope doing their part, this doesn't even appear to a rehab center to me. That's how beautiful it is. And Terry's work, it's a blessing. It's a blessing from the Lord. And I think every rehab, woman's home, whatever, should have a touch of Terry's work, because it does help emotionally. You're under enough stress as it is, and to walk into a place like this, emotionally, and physically, it does help. It puts you more at ease, and it makes you want to work your program more. I do believe that. And it makes you want to get into yourself more and do good, because you see that there are good people out there that are willing to help you if you start with the first step with the Lord and helping yourself.
Terry came in and she looked at the dorm and she's, oh my gosh, it looked like a prison. These black beds, there was mold all over the walls. In fact, one of the areas the ladies called it the trailer park. One area of the dorm was called the trailer park. And Terry came in with her abilities and all of her friends, and not only painted and carpet, but ruffles, and just to give it that homey look. It's a cottage look. Just there's murals on the walls, there's color, and it's unbelievable what that does for your personality, your character. We try to lift the ladies' horizons around here all the time, teach them that they can be whatever they want to be. And if you go into a room that looks like a dump, you feel your depression sets in. You don't feel good about yourself. But what these ladies that Terry's brought together has done is it's holistically changing from the inside out. When you begin to change how you think, it changes how you feel. And it all works together to change what you're doing.
Our bigger vision for Enchanted Makeovers is to be able to inspire other people across the United States and other countries to start a project at their local shelter. It could be a makeover, it could be starting working with us on our national campaign, which is the traveling sanctuary bag. That's just a homemade pillowcase, something really simple that they can go into their local shelter, distribute these homemade pillowcases to the women. And I hope that by them visiting their local shelter and meeting these women, that they want to do more. Enchanted Makeovers, our goal is that we're here to mentor and consult you. If you want to step up and say, you know what, I want to take on this challenge. I want to be able to make a difference in these women's lives as well as change my own life. We're here to mentor and consult you through that. That's one of our biggest goals. Another goal that we have for Enchanted Makeovers is that we want to start prayer request lines. If you see a homeless gentleman on the street, or you see someone that is crying, anybody in need, if you feel that tug in your heart, there's a reason for that. Don't ignore it. That just might be a messenger saying, listen, you know, I'm here to help. I feel your pain in your life, because I've always felt if you're hungry, you feed someone else. I'm here as a witness. It has, by me helping these women and being able to give of my time, which is the most precious there is here on earth, because you can't get it back. That is how it's healed my life. That is how I'm continuing to heal and show my children how we should all respect each other. What it boils down to is just love your neighbor. It's that simple. After the first makeover in '07, I had such a powerful dream that it was confirmation that I am so on the right path. This is my purpose. I remember waking up in the middle of the night and crying, but so feeling like I have healed a big part of my life. I was back at the home I grew up in, and I was walking down the hall. The house was really dark and there was cobwebs, and I entered the room that I grew up in, and I found myself as a little girl, and I was sitting on a bare mattress. And at the time I thought it was me, but I know now that it was God that was present with me in that room. And I remember him saying to me, "It's time to come home. I just want that feeling and how much it helped me heal things from the past. I just hope that that's what I can give to the women and the children in shelters. I just want them to feel that they're not alone, that there is hope, that there is somebody that will never leave them." Enchanted Makeovers is not just about how pretty a room looks. This is about everybody getting a makeover.
When you're down to nothing, God is up to something. When you're down to nothing, God is up to something. When you're down to nothing, there is hope. When you're down to nothing, God is up to something. When you're down to nothing, God is up to something. When you're down to nothing, there is